Brad Pitt returns once again to World War II to kill some more Nazis. Oh yeah! Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome to a brand new movie review, and today we're talking about the movie Fury, starring Brad Pitt. Now what is the plot of this movie? Well, let me wrap it up as quickly as I possibly can. It's like a Subway sandwich. When you go through the drive-thru, you don't want to wait on that shit. You want your pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes, and you want to get the fuck out of there with a toasted sandwich. Delicious. You eat it behind a gas station on the way home. So anyway, I don't know what just happened. Hey there guys, how are you? Welcome to a brand new movie review, and today we're talking about the movie Fury. Now this movie takes place in 1945, and it's about 5 men who call a Sherman tank home during World War II. They go behind enemy lines for a deadly mission, and they're led by Brad Pitt. So before we dive a little bit deeper into the plot of this movie and what it's all about, I first wanted to mention that this movie is directed by David Ayer, who's going to direct the upcoming DC comic book movie Suicide Squad, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm curious to see where they go with that. But anyway, director David Ayer's last movie was Sabotage. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the movie Sabotage goes, I didn't think it did a lot to showcase director David Ayer's talents as a director, but this movie Fury, this proves that this man is a good director, and I can't wait to see his upcoming movies. Now here's an obvious observation. This is a straight up war film. But what do you usually get in a war film? Well, they contain brutality, great visuals, big action sequences, and dramatic moments between soldiers. Did you get all those things in this movie? Absolutely. Now, are most of these guys assholes and they've been in the war a little bit too long and they lost a little bit of faith in humanity and they start hating everything and everyone? Yeah, but I buy into that because guys who have been stuck in war for so long and seen so much brutality and death and despair, they're gonna turn into assholes after a while. When you sit in a claustrophobic tank with 5 other men, you're gonna turn into kind of an asshole, and I bought into that. I mean, sure, at times throughout the movie, they have redeeming qualities about him, and Brad Pitt's character, even though he's a little bit stern and brutal at times, I liked his character in this movie. I thought Brad Pitt did a phenomenal job throughout this entire movie. And one of the other things I really liked about his character in this movie is he's filled with all these badass one-liners. For example, there's one scene in the movie where he's like, I don't care if you see a baby holding a butter knife in one hand and its mother's tit in the other, you kill it! And I'm like, yes sir. I thought his character in this movie had more humanity and depth to him, and I could understand him as a person a little bit better, and his personality and his leadership kind of resonated with me because I was like, yeah, if I was a soldier in battle, I would respect that man. And at times in this movie, he puts on this really tough front. He knows what has to be done and he does it. But when no one's looking, he almost breaks down emotionally. And then on the opposite spectrum of things, you have Logan Lerman's character. And he adds a dynamic to this entire movie because everyone else is just tired and miserable and they just are numb to pain and death. And Logan Lerman's character is fresh in this war. He's only been there for 8 weeks, and the only real training he's had is he knows how to type 60 words per minute. Yeah, he's got an average Guam. When we're first introduced to his character in this movie, I didn't really like him. Why? Well, he kind of plays that cliche, kind of scared to go into battle. He doesn't want to pull the trigger. He hesitates. He gets people killed. And speaking of that, there's one scene in this movie between Brad Pitt's character and Logan Lerman's character where Brad Pitt has to teach him what it takes to survive in war, and he makes him do something against his will. And a lot of people might not like that scene or say Brad Pitt went too far, and does he? Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. But for me, I understood that scene. It was almost like tough love. He had to teach him this lesson. That way he didn't get more people killed and himself. So I think in the end, yeah, the ends justified the means. So yeah, as far as brutality and violence goes, this movie holds nothing back. This movie shows you the worst things that mankind can do to one another, but it does them in such a way it's almost brutal but beautiful and well done. And I like when they mix things like that together rather than just show, blood, guts, and gore. It does it in such a way where it means something to you as a viewer and you feel emotionally invested in what just happened. There's one scene, and it's a very minor scene. I guarantee you 99.9% of people who go to see this movie wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, even after they just seen the movie. But there's one scene that really just hit me, and it's where the tank's driving down this old muddy road, and there's a puddle. And there's a body in the puddle that's been dead for probably days, and the body's dilapidated. It looks almost nothing like a human being anymore. And the tank just drives over this body, this corpse. And after it drives over it, the body then rises back up in the puddle. And something about that scene just sent chills down my spine, and I'm just talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. So as far as the movie Fury goes, it's always moving and going and advancing, except for the middle of the movie where it just stands still for 35 minutes in one scene. in one room. But you know what? I thought the scene was necessary because, yeah, it did stand still and get a little bit static, and it could have been maybe cut down by 10 minutes or so, but it kind of felt like that was the part of the movie where it gave the audience time to breathe. It's like, okay, we can sit here and just calm down for a minute and then start moving and going again. And that's exactly what the other half of the movie does. So the movie Fury, at times it's brutal, it's badass, but you get emotionally invested by the end of the movie and you care about what's happening. So for me, this is one of the biggest surprises of the fall, and I'm going to give the movie Fury an A-. I rather enjoyed this movie, and it's probably one of the best horror films I've seen, well, in a long time. So anyway, guys, that's my take on the movie Fury. Now here's my question to you, and let me know down below, what is your favorite horror film of all time? So yeah, let me know about that down below, or tell me what you thought about the movie Fury if you've seen it already. And by the way, if you want to check out these t-shirts right here, link down below in the description box. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.